Hello. Man, welcome to another episode of Take a Deep Breath with Yvonne Daniels podcast. Thank you for joining me for this episode. I am your well-being girlfriend, Yvonne Daniels, encouraging you and helping you to embrace the power of giving your body permission to relax for better choices, health, and wealth. We're doing that one deep breath at a time. All you need is an open heart and an open mind and a willingness to grow and to go. Of course, over this way, it's all about changing health narratives and leaving health legacies. We talk about that health, that we're born with. All right. That's the wealth, I should say, we're born with. We talk about all the other wealth that we need to know about and leaving a legacy as far as the other types of wealth. But health is that wealth that we're born with. So that is so exciting, so encouraging. And of course, we're always trying to make sure that we are good stewards over this wealth known as health that we're born with. So, how you doing today, Matt?
Hey, what up, though? How are you doing today?
I am well. And of course, you know how we kick off every episode.
What the deep breath?
Let's do it. Come on. In and out. And I'm telling you, it truly makes a difference. I find myself doing that sometimes all day. All right. So, man, we are talking about the fact that we want to take care of our health, which is the wealth we're born with. We do that by getting enough sleep, accepting responsibility for our well-being, taking deep breaths as often as we need to, tuning into our bodies and moving our bodies. All right. So, man, next week is Thanksgiving. Are you ready for Thanksgiving, Matt?
Oh, yeah. Yes, I am.
All right. Oh, you sound like you're probably going to be doing some cooking and some good eating, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Of course. And, as we talk about coming upon the holidays, we're going to have family over. We're going to be doing a lot of hosting, cooking, cleaning, all that kind of stuff. And, man, one of the things that might go lacking is sleep. And that's one of those top pillars that we talk about as far as taking care of our health, that wealth that we're born with, is getting enough sleep. And I will say, Matt, I'm a little challenged in that area. Not that I can't get enough sleep, but I have trouble managing my time. So sometimes I get in the bed a lot later than I should, and that's not a good thing. How are you on the whole sleep thing?
Well, me being a college student, that definitely plays a part in it.
Yeah.
For example, me and a lot of my friends, we have different like work schedules, and like when they're free, I might be working or I'm
Right.
busy, and when I'm free, they're busy or doing whatever.
Right.
So a lot of the times when it comes to like us hanging out or playing video games or me going over to their house,
Mhm.
we do that during the day.
Okay.
So when
Okay.
it comes to doing schoolwork, I
Yeah.
don't end up getting to that like late at night. So a lot of the
Right.
times, especially
Mhm.
during the semester, I find myself going to bed at 2, 3 in the morning.
Ooh,
And then
yeah.
so
Yeah.
I am not that good at like managing my sleep schedule. But
Boy.
outside of the school semester, I'm
Mhm.
usually pretty good at it.
Well, good for you. And that's good that you're young. And so you understand that you do need to get the sleep. You know how important getting enough sleep is, right?
Yeah.
Yes. All right. So I'm going to work on managing my time because I understand the importance too. And November is actually National Sleep Comfort Month. Yay. All right. So we've talked about the fact that, sometimes you don't get enough sleep, but, not getting enough sleep can really lead to some serious health issues. It can cause cognitive impairments, which is your ability to think clearly and remember information. Man, it can cause mood changes, physical fatigue. It can even cause a weakened immune system. These are things we don't want. So, man, there are some great ways that we can all celebrate National Sleep Comfort Month. Man, it's going to make us feel better and it's going to make us healthier. So, we talk about getting enough sleep and it's really a great thing. I love to sleep. I really do. Doesn't mean we get enough or good quality sleep. So, during National Sleep Comfort Month, this is the perfect time to make some changes to how and when we sleep. And the first thing that we need to do is to get our pillows and blankets ready to use, or you might need to throw yours out, depending on the condition. Prepare yourself to get a restful night's sleep by maybe investing in some new items. Now, one of the major causes of not sleeping well is having uncomfortable pillows. Man, nothing like a flat pillow to really disturb your sleep. All right. But also your sheets and your comforters, the quality and condition of those matters, as well as your mattress. That is especially important. So for National Sleep Comfort Month, you might want to ditch your old items, all of those things, sheets, pillows, comforters, and treat yourself to some new ones. Man, it's nothing like, when I wash my sheets and take them out of the dryer and put them on the bed. And, it it really does make for a really great night's sleep, even better, I should say. And if you're going to purchase a new mattress, you might want to test that out in the store rather than ordering it online. You want to make sure that it is just perfect for you. Nothing like a mattress too that's too hard or too soft or whatever the case to really ruin a night's sleep. So think about those things. Also, you might want to look into getting blackout curtains or an eye mask. And I say that because if you have a window where you've got a lot of sunlight coming in, which I think is a wonderful thing, but it can disrupt your sleep. So if you're finding that may be an issue for you, you could try blackout curtains. Yeah. Another option is a sleep mask. If you're worried about the blackout curtains causing you to oversleep, because that might be a possibility. You don't want that to happen. All right. So maybe you need to get a sleep mask, but either of these are great options. Also, taking a nap. Ooh, baby. Now, Matt, I know you like a good, I love a good nap.
Oh, trust me. I love me some naps.
Yes. Love some naps. Okay. So some people feel guilty about taking naps during the day. I do not, but for when I can, it's rare that I can take a nap during the day, but boy, on those rare occasions when I do, I take full advantage. So for National Sleep Comfort Month, man, go for it. If you feel the urge and you're able to take a nap, yes, do that. All right. You might want to watch out about the naps and maybe how long they are, because sometimes that can keep you from falling asleep at night, and that may not be the best thing. But those slap, as they call actually I should say power naps, they call those, are really a great things to invest in, and that really is an investment in your health. All right. So
yeah, I don't mean to cut you off, but
No.
speaking of the entire making sure to watch how much you're sleeping,
Yeah.
I totally agree with you on that.
Mhm.
Going back to me going to bed at 2 to 3 in the morning, there's a lot of times I get home from work or school and I'm tired. I go to
Yeah.
bed, I take a nap, and I sleep too long or
Yep.
way more than I should have, and then I'm
Mhm.
up all night. So
Mm.
yeah, I definitely recommend take a conscious, just make sure you're paying attention to how long you're sleeping,
Yeah.
and you don't want to sleep all day. And
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, that can disrupt things. Like I said, that good power nap is something to think about for sure. Set your timer, right, for 30 minutes, 45 minutes, maybe an hour. Yeah. Also, sleep journals have been suggested. I've never tried that, but definitely a great suggestion. A sleep journal. Almost everyone has triggers that can cause them not to sleep well at night. Could be watching a scary movie. Yeah, I don't care for scary movies, and I know I will be dreaming about that. So I stay away from those. That can disrupt your sleep at night. Also, eating certain foods. I've heard people say that if they eat spicy foods or a real heavy meal at night, that can disrupt your sleep. Something I have to make sure that I watch my 13-year-old is looking at computer screens. He's on those things all the time, and sometimes before bed. So that might want to watch that as well.
I actually heard, and I'm not entirely sure how accurate this is, that
Mhm.
you're not really supposed to be on your phone. I think it's like half an hour to an hour
Yeah.
before bedtime. It's something about the blue light messes with your something in your brain that
Yeah.
makes you tired. And
Mhm.
yeah, I think it's like your melatonin receptors or something like
Mhm.
that. It messes with it. And yeah, I believe you're not supposed to be on your phone. It's like half an hour or to an hour before you go to bed.
I've heard something very similar, and Matt and I are not doctors. We're not sleep doctors, but we're telling you from our experience. Okay, just man, I've heard the same thing, and I actually don't even like going to bed with the TV on. A lot of people do, but I've heard that can actually cause your brain to continue to work, even if you're asleep and you think you're getting good sleep. Your brain is like, that TV is on, and so it's still actually working. So, another suggestion there. And when we going back to the sleep journal, suggestion is to write down what you did in the few hours before bed, how you slept that night, and how you felt the next morning and throughout the day. So if you watched a scary movie, how did that possibly affect your sleep? If you ate something spicy or heavy, how did that affect your sleep? And just some different triggers. And you'll learn the triggers to avoid that are causing you not to have a restful night's sleep. Also, earplugs. Now, where I live is pretty quiet, thank the Lord. But if you have loud neighbors, there are a lot of honking horns and stuff, all this can disrupt your sleep. So you need to possibly invest in a good pair of earplugs. All right. They can be a lifesaver when you're trying to sleep through a ton of noise. And man, one last thing is we're going to talk about the fact that there can be allergens in your bedroom: pet dander, dust, mold, pollen. All of those things can irritate your allergies and make for a very unpleasant night's rest. All right. And you probably won't get much of that. So in this case, there are a lot of things you can do to reduce those allergens in your bedroom. You can forego carpeting. I know when I was growing up, we had hardwood floors all throughout the house. It was a little chilly for me, especially during the winter, but yeah, I really like that. And a lot of people just like hardwood floors. They say that they're cleaner. I like carpet in some areas. I think it's warmer, but if you've got allergies, that's something you could do. Forego the carpeting and get those hardwood floors. Don't leave your windows open during allergy season. It's nice to be able to get that fresh air in, but it could possibly affect your allergies. Washing your bedding once a week in hot water. I love doing that. I mean, nothing like clean linen. Let me tell you, all right, that can reduce the allergens in your bedding and your pillows. It's also important to keep those pets out of your bedroom. I know you love Fluffy, all right, but if you've got allergies, you might want to keep your pets out of your bedroom and use allergen reducing air purifiers, all right? So these simple changes are enough that can be done. These are things that can be done fairly easily. They can create big improvements in the long term. And, you know, you can try these things out to celebrate National Sleep Comfort Month. And they could be a changing point. Just making these few adjustments could drastically improve your quality of sleep. And remember, we are trying to stay healthy, feel great. Making sure that we can remember stuff. All right. Immune systems are strong. And we can do these by these few changes as we celebrate National Sleep Comfort Month. So I hope you all have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Thank you so much for joining me for this episode of Take a Deep Breath with Yvonne Daniels. Be sure to subscribe, like, comment, follow us on Deep Breath and Taste Buds at blogspot.com. Matt, how do we end every episode?
With a deep breath.
Let's go. Come on. Matt, you have a happy Thanksgiving as well.
Thank you. You as well. And
Yeah.
I hope all the listeners have a happy Thanksgiving too.
Yes, for sure. Thank you so much for joining me for this episode of Take a Deep Breath with Yvonne Daniels. And I will see you on the next episode.
Good stuff.